I don't believe we can hear you. Yeah, I can see your mouth moving, but no volume's coming out. There we go.
How about now?
A bit quiet, but I can hear you.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for hosting.
We are going to give everybody a few minutes to get joined in. My name is Jessica. I will introduce myself in just a bit. We're having plenty of folks join, so we'll have a good time tonight. Just about 2 more minutes and we'll get started. Welcome everyone. As more folks are signing in, welcome, and I hope that you're having a good evening. We'll get things kicked off in just a minute. I can see we still have lots of people signing in, so maybe just 1 more minute. Welcome everybody. Today is October 1st, which is a great day to get started focusing on yourself, right? Focusing on what your plans are for the future and looking at all these awesome opportunities that you have today. All the colleges are going to be here and open for you to visit. So this is a really exciting opportunity. And I am very excited to be joining you today. Also, it's the first day that you can file your FAFSA, which is your financial aid, your federal student aid opens today as well. So we've got lots of awesome things going on, including tonight's meeting, which is titled, What's My Major? While people are still joining, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jessica Spicer. I am part of the student services team here at Arkansas Tech University Ozark campus. So I am over here in Ozark, but I've been working at the campus for about 12 years. So I've been around a little while and had an opportunity to really help students with admissions, with advising, and even some other things here on campus. So I'm happy to be joining you. And I'm really happy to see you all join and take part in this tonight. This is an awesome experience. So I also want to tell you that I have a student who is a senior this year, and we are doing the same thing that you're doing, trying to figure it all out. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and we can go ahead and get started. It is 6:22, and I know we've got lots of things to take care of tonight. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start. What's my major? That's everybody's question these days. I don't know what to do with my life, right? Anybody else felt that way? I have definitely felt that way. And what I want to tell you is that tonight we're going to talk about making a future painting. It's all about this portrait of what tomorrow might look like. But that sounds a whole lot like future telling, doesn't it? Future telling. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. And it turns out you don't have a crystal ball. Well, me either. And that is completely normal to not have everything all figured out right at the beginning. And to be honest with you, it's probably going to change anyway. The average freshman changes their major 3 to 5 times before they get it all figured out. So no matter what you put down on those college admissions applications, you can change it, and you probably will, just to be truthful. But there are some things that we can prepare for now and get you started at least understanding or narrowing what we think you might be interested in. So unless you've got it all figured out, which I don't know anybody that's got it all figured out. All right. So we have to really look at what the big picture is. That's our first step. So why in the world would you go to college? Ever thought about that? Like, why would we do this?
For a degree, it helps you stand out against other competitors for a job.
Right, so it's for a degree, but it's more than that. We go to college because we want the job, right? We go to college because we're interested in what happens next. And there are a few things that we can ask ourselves on why to go to college. And some of those are, what do I want? And this is before we're even talking about the major, right? We're talking about work atmosphere, like where will I be happy at? Meaning, do I want to work inside? Do I want to work outside? Do I want to work at a desk? Do I think I would be better working with people? Or does it turn out that I really don't like people that much and I'd rather work by myself? So some of these questions are things you have to ask yourself right now, and what do I want out of this job, right? And you also have to look at the future. So how does the future look as far as opportunities? You know, where do I see myself in the future? And what type of pay would I be interested in? Doesn't mean that pay is the only thing you look at. Trust me, it is not. But you want to make sure that it fits where you want to go later. So these are some things to consider. And not only is it what do I want, but also what is some purpose? And let me give you some things to consider. Number one is the Gray's Anatomy syndrome. It's not a real syndrome, don't look it up. And it's not in a medical book. What it is, I give tours all day long to students, and I say, what do you want to do? You know, what are you interested in? And I hear, I love Gray's Anatomy and I'm going to be a nurse. So it's totally cool to want to be a nurse. And it's also totally cool to love Gray's Anatomy. But chances are you probably want to make sure your goals are realistic. Not every nurse's day is going to be like Gray's Anatomy, right? So you have to make sure that you have a realistic view of what this career or this field might really look like. I also help students a lot understand location. So I'll hear this: I can't wait to be a marine biologist, but I hate the ocean. That's where marine biologists work, right? right? So you got to make sure that you can say, or they'll say, I want to be a marine biologist, but I want to live in Tennessee. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm just saying it's unlikely. So let's be realistic about what we think the job is, and also realistic about where we can do this, or and this is where you want to be. So you're focused on, hey, if I could have it my way, if this was Burger King and I got it my way, how would I want it? And you also have to think about longevity. The longevity of, where do I want to be in 10 years or 20 years? And you're not going to have this all figured out right now. Your life will not be a train wreck if you don't have this figured out by the time May comes, or even by the time September comes of next year. A year from now, it'll be okay. But it's a good thing to start thinking about now. Well, and while we're thinking about those things, there are some things you can do to paint your big picture, right? There are some awesome things that we can start doing, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're talking about college, and prepare to have the most options available. So it's a lot better, if you're a girl, it's a lot better to have too many pairs of shoes that match your outfit than not one single pair, right? And so you want to make sure that you have enough options out there. Know that this is an investment in your future. Your goals that you're going to talk about with all of these admissions representatives over the next few nights are something that can change. They can be fluid. But what you need to do now is apply to college and fill out your financial aid, because no matter where you go, you're going to need those options. So we're going to talk for a second about financial aid because it's so important, which is, here's a quick little timeline. This is today, like right now, you can file your FAFSA, right? You can fill out your free application for federal student aid. So how much does it cost? Nothing. It goes zero. It's free. Don't pay for it. It's free. And you're going to use your 2019 taxes when you fill this out, okay? So you're going to fill out your FAFSA. Do it now. Do it as soon as you can. Get it started, and go ahead, and you can put up to 10 schools on there. So go ahead, and if you think you're interested, do it, because you would rather have too many options, right? It's better to have too many options. So you'll do that at FAFSA, FAFSA.gov. It's really easy. If you go to .com, they will charge you money. Don't go to .com. All right. So something else you can do is apply for your state scholarships. That starts today too. Arkansas scholarships.adhe.edu opened up today, and you can start applying for the academic challenge, for the AR Future grant, for many other things. And what's really cool about these is that sometimes they are enough to help you cover your financial aid. Things like the challenge grant, they can go all the way for 4 years of school. AR Future grant is something that's geared towards associate degrees and technical certificates, and it can pay 100% of your tuition and fees. So that's an opportunity that it's not based on your test scores or your family income. You also need to start looking at campus scholarship opportunities. Apply for anything you can, because it's better to have too much and narrow it down later. And then your next thing is you'll have to start accepting your offers, but not quite yet. You still have to go get everything right now. All right. So you also need to apply for college. And you can do that on these websites tonight. You're going to be visiting these colleges. And why would you do it? Because you'll be the first to get some information, but also you'll have better options, and you'll start to become familiar with campus and figure out where you fit. And this is important because when you're looking at this big picture, you have to start narrowing it down. And you're going to spend some time over the next few months reflecting. I know that sounds really cheesy. I mean, it is kind of cheesy, but when you're driving to school, or whenever you're walking to the dining room for school, because everybody's virtual now, start thinking about how you could narrow down some things, and take time to take some campus tours. That's one thing you can definitely do. You can start taking tours, whether they're virtual or they're in person. And this is kind of like trying on a pair of jeans or something. You have to try it on to see if it fits. A campus is like that. But when you're there, it's a great opportunity because you've already thought about where I want to work, what kind of things I want to do. Visit with the degree program. Say, hey, while I'm going to be there on a tour, can I talk to the biology department? Or do you have an automotive program that I can visit? And get the professor's perspective. Admissions reps like me, we have a lot of really broad knowledge. But if you want to know the specific details about a campus, don't forget to use the people that are actually going to be teaching you. There's some pretty awesome people. And the number one thing I can tell you is to ask questions. We don't know unless you ask. And there are so many opportunities out there. But if you never walk in and say, I was kind of thinking about this, we don't know. So don't be afraid to reach out and talk to us. At every single campus, there is someone there that is able to help you with some either admissions applications or even talk to you about the different degree programs and possibly about what you think your major might want to be. All right? So an option that you might have to narrow down some even more is to do some job shadowing. And that could be hard right now, but it's an opportunity. Maybe in the spring, things might be a little different. And you could sit in through a class or also ask someone that does this for a living. Once you've got some ideas, say, hey, can I ask you a few questions? Because believe it or not, the people that have done it can probably share a thing or two about it. And you'd rather know on the front end. So experience does definitely matter. And then here are some of the most important things. Be flexible. It is just as important to find out what you don't like. This is a true story and it'll be quick. I was 100% sure I was going to be a second grade teacher. I took a class called Intro to Education, and it turns out I don't like small children that much. But I didn't know that until I sat through the class and I learned about it, and I would not have been a great second grade teacher. I love high school students. I love it. It's absolutely where I'm at. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't take that class and figure it out. I would be the world's worst second grade teacher right now. So it's important to know what you don't like. Remember that the plan is flexible. Once you've made an idea, if you don't like it, that's okay. We can change it, okay? This is all about you. This is not about what your college rep thinks you should be. What do you think you should do? And remember that every campus has support, but you have to take the initiative to be honest with yourself, all right? Be honest with yourself about what you like and what you don't like, and narrow your focus to what you could actually see yourself doing. Don't be afraid to include the people that might be helping you make these decisions, like your family. Parents ask great questions, and I know sometimes they can get on our nerves. My son feels the same way about me, but sometimes we get it right, just a few times. So don't be afraid to ask a few questions or see if there's anybody that's helping you make those decisions. Let them be involved in the process, because this big picture is going to be messy sometimes. And you may not get it right the first time, but it'll be perfect for you when you get done, okay? We are so happy to have you join us tonight and over the next few weeks to learn about different campuses, to learn about different programs, and to learn about yourself. I appreciate you being here with me tonight. And if you have any questions about anything, you feel free to reach out to me. No matter if we have your degree at Arkansas Tech Ozark campus or not, I would be more than happy to help you narrow some things down. Some other resources sometimes students consider are taking some self-assessments. And I'll tell you that they are great, and there are some self-assessments that are good, but sometimes they tell us what we kind of already knew. You probably already know if you like people or you don't. You probably already know if you're interested in the medical field or not. but they can give us some perspective. So don't forget to reflect, to take lots of tours, to expect to learn more. We're at every spot. Make sure that you ask some questions. And college is about being exposed to different ideas than what you've had in the past. So just because you may not have heard of a program yet doesn't mean it's not perfect for you. It just means you haven't found it yet. So I've enjoyed meeting with you tonight. We've got just a few minutes before everybody else gets started. Be sure and visit all the booths, and I really I look forward to seeing you and my partner as well at the Arkansas Tech Ozark booth. All right. Have a great night, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for your meeting.
Oh, thank you. Bye, y'all. I'm going to end it now. Bye, y'all.
Bye.